Good evening, graduates, families, faculty, and honored guests. My name is Dr. Tasha Potter, and I'm the proud superintendent of the Penfield Central School District. Welcome to the RIT Gordon Fieldhouse and the Penfield High School class of 2025's graduation ceremony. It is an incredible honor to stand before you today and celebrate the remarkable achievements of the class of 2025. This is a moment that marks not just the culmination of years of learning and growth, but the beginning of new opportunities, new dreams, and a future that you get to define. I know this evening holds special meaning for everyone in the room, but it is especially meaningful to me as this is my first graduating class as the superintendent of schools. This is a moment that I will always treasure. Before we begin tonight's program, I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt thanks to several individuals whose dedication and hard work made this evening possible. A sincere thank you to Penfield High School Principal, Mrs. Leanna Watt, and our 12th grade administrator, Miss Michelle Sick, for their leadership and their support. We also extend our gratitude to Mrs. Terry Liccardi, along with the many staff members and volunteers who have devoted countless hours to planning and preparing for this important celebration. Your efforts have helped create a meaningful and memorable experience for our graduates and their families. We will begin the commencement ceremony with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by three of our inspiring seniors, Jacob McElduff, who will be entering the United States Army, and Alex Leakey and Harry Kielman, who will both be entering the United States Air Force. Respectfully, I invite current service members in the audience or someone in their honor who would like to stand. Please do so now so that we can acknowledge you. Thank you so much for your service. We will also have the national anthem performed by Penfield High School chorale seniors, directed by Mr. Henry Dean. So please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the
I would like to take a moment to recognize and sincerely thank the members of the Penfield Central School District Board of Education. As elected officials, these individuals generously volunteer their time and expertise to support, guide, and strengthen our school district. We extend our gratitude to President Dr. Emily Roberts, Vice President Mrs. Kristen Harley, as well as board members Mrs. Nicole Doyley, Mrs. Krista Can, Dr. Aaliyah Alaman-Turner, Mr. Patrick Moriarty, and Mrs. Susan Gilbert Collins. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Your steadfast commitment to the Penfield school community is deeply appreciated. Thank you for your service and for your leadership. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the members of District Office who are here with us this evening. And I'll ask them to each stand. Dr. Leslie Maloney, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. Ms. Maikanitza Perez, Assistant Superintendent for Educational Services. Ms. Lashara Evans, Assistant Superintendent for Personnel. And Dr. Dan Driffel, Assistant Superintendent for Business. You can join me in giving them a round of applause. The leadership provided by my senior cabinet is distinguished by their unwavering commitment to academic excellence, equitable opportunities, and the holistic development of every student. Through a collaborative and student-focused approach, District Office leadership ensures that educational experiences from pre-kindergarten through graduation is rigorous, supportive, and fosters success for all learners. Thank you, Senior Cabinet, for your dedicated leadership. And now, for the class of 2025. Okay. Graduates, this is not just the conclusion of your high school journey. It is the beginning of something even more powerful. This moment invites reflection, gratitude, and most importantly, purpose. You leave Penfield with more than just a diploma. You carry with you the values, relationships, and lessons that have shaped you both inside and outside the classroom. But more than that, you leave with a calling to do good. The word good may sound simple, but do not underestimate its power. Good is transformational. Good changes lives, uplifts communities, and builds a better world. Throughout every hallway, every classroom, every team, and every experience in the Penfield Central School District, you have witnessed the impact of good when someone lends a hand, speaks up for a friend, stands up for justice, volunteers their time, or leads with kindness. The impact of good ripples far beyond the walls of our school district. It builds trust, ignites hope, and inspires action. Now, as you walk across this stage tonight and into the next chapter of your life, you carry that same promise and potential. You are the next generation of leaders, innovators, artists, builders, and change makers. And know this, you do not have to wait to do good. You have the power to make a difference starting today. Whether your path leads you to college, a career, military service, or a time of personal discovery, I want you to always remember that you matter. Your voice matters. What you do matters. Who you are matters. And the way you treat others matters. Together, we can continue to uplift our Penfield and greater communities, ensuring that no one is left behind. You are now part of a legacy to be good and do good. And I believe that you are ready not only to succeed, but to lead, to serve, and to illuminate the path for others to see. I leave you with the words of Desmond Tutu, globally respected and renowned for his unwavering commitment to justice, peace, reconciliation, and human dignity. Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Class of 2025, we are incredibly proud of you. Your future is bright, your purpose is real, and your potential is limitless. Go out and do good. Go out and be great. Overwhelm the world with good. Be the reason someone else believes it's possible. I want to congratulate you, graduates. The world is waiting for you, but know that you will always have a home here in the Penfield Central School District. Congratulations. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the principal of Penfield High School, Mrs. Leanna Watt.
Thank you, Dr. Potter. Good evening, PHS. As we gather here this evening to celebrate this special group of students, we could not be more grateful for the opportunity to be here together. As Dr. Potter acknowledged our Board of Education and District Administration, I'd like to express our gratitude to Dr. Potter as the proud leader of our district. Her support and student-centered focus has helped to make all that we've accomplished this year possible. I'd also like to thank all of the Penfield High School building level administrators, with a special thanks to Senior Class Administrator Ms. Sick and her assistant, Mrs. Licardi. Both ushered you through the past 4 years of high school with humor, love, care, and compassion. While Mrs. Licardi served as the Class of 2025 mom, you kept Miss Sick running from the first day of freshman year. She's nodding her head because she knows it's true. She fundraised with you, TikToked in the hallways, cheered you on in athletic contests, took silly selfies with you, made sure you always had what you needed, studied with you, encouraged you to always think of others, and when you needed it, she helped you to be accountable. She has been one of your biggest fans and loudest cheerleaders at PHS, and I am beyond grateful to her for showing up with love and humor for each one of you every day for the past 4 years. I'd also like to give a special thanks to your school counselors and mental health staff, Mrs. Niesel, Mrs. Driscoll, Mrs. Cannon, Mr. Miller, Mrs. Hervé, Mrs. Shea, and Mrs. Ertl, who, for many of you, they have been your rock through your time at PHS. And lastly, thank you to our senior class advisors, Mrs. Myrna and Mr. McMillan. As many of you experienced firsthand, their commitment to helping students build special memories and arrive at this milestone has been a labor of love, and it has not gone unnoticed. Students, some of you sprinted to this finish line today with ease, while others needed someone behind you, refusing to let you stop or give up. In truth, this has been the collective effort of all of the staff members by your side since kindergarten, as well as your parents and caregivers. So thank you to every adult who's gone above and beyond to show up for the class of 2025 from start to finish. Students, you've been a very special class to me personally because we arrived at PHS together your freshman year. We started off the year with masks and so much uncertainty as you started high school. We eventually moved on to mints at the front door and slowly started to take a sigh of relief as we settled into what became our new normal. You dressed up, you dressed in themes, you traveled overseas, took late buses, you loved on the therapy dogs, collected and donated, you joined clubs, you led your teams to victory with state championships and sectional titles, you put on countless drama productions, concerts, and art exhibitions, you danced late into the night, you had a near upset over the seniors during homecoming. I know for some of you that's still up for debate. You worked around multiple construction projects, ate lunch in the library, cried during the senior slideshow. You helped keep Starbucks in business. You learned quickly that open lunch can get expensive, that staying in your lane was sometimes the better choice, that your circle grows smaller the older you get, that the quality of your friendships far surpasses the quantity. I could go on. And as I recount all of this, I'm flooded with very specific memories from this class, and I hope the same is true for you. I hope that you hold on to those memories, recognizing that the good far outweighed the bad, and that your class will always be remembered as a class with uncontainable passion and enthusiasm. You stood up for, supported, and accepted one another despite the many differences among you. It may not have always been immediate, but you ultimately chose to be there for one another when it mattered most. I highlight this for you because there are times ahead of you, whether in your continued education, your career, in relationships, or just by experiencing what life might throw your way. Moments you can't yet even anticipate that will tempt you to lose faith, to retreat, to give up on people, to doubt the choices you or others have made, and it will be easy to grow frustrated. And quickly you might feel that so much is outside of your control. But if there's nothing else that you've learned during your time at PHS, I truly hope that you remember to focus on what you can control. And as Dr. Potter said, choose to be the good in the world. You can choose to carry your passion and enthusiasm wherever you go and to be that beacon for others around you. Your student guest speakers this evening will remind you of that passion for life and the love that you have shown to one another. All the reasons that the class of 2025 is so special. They'll highlight why those sitting by your side and in the audience tonight are the people who will ground you, even years from now. Your shared experiences will connect you in a way that will always leave a space, a reason, and a way to come back home. Penfield will always be that home. Remember, wherever you go and whatever you do, you will always have this family with whom you've shared lived experiences that have changed you. Those who first offered grace, understanding, and unconditional love will be here rooting for you. With that in mind, tonight is an event that you and your families have looked forward to for many years. This ceremony is the culmination of years of hard work and preparation. And I would ask that throughout the evening, you participate with respect for your peers, families, guests, and each one of your student speakers. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Christian Burgos, who will be followed by Ms. Chloe Chen to give the student remarks to the class of 2025.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Christian Burgos, and I am honored to stand before you today addressing the class of 2025. First, on behalf of the class, I'd like to thank all the families, friends, relatives, administrators, counselors, and everyone else in attendance for your constant support to us these past 4 years. Graduates, we've been looking forward to today since first stepping foot in PHS. It's a day to celebrate not only our accomplishments, but the resilience and determination that has brought us to this moment. To say it feels surreal would be an understatement. We stand on the threshold of an exciting new chapter, ready to take the first steps into the rest of our lives. For some, high school was a collection of academics, athletics, and other extracurriculars. We sat for 2 weeks of AP exams. We sent our DECA team to the national championships and our robotics team to the world championships. And we turned our hobbies into successes, from winning awards for Mean Girls to winning state championships in both volleyball and lacrosse. But I see it as, yeah, you can clap. Absolutely. But I see it as so much more than that. For me and so many others, it's been a time of growth and discovery. Together, we've laughed, struggled, and formed memories that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. Over the past year, I've had the privilege of being one of your student body representatives and the student liaison for the Penfield Central School District on the Penfield Library's Board of Trustees. In these roles, I have seen what makes the class of 2025 so special. You are hardworking. You're not afraid to stand up for what you believe in, and most importantly, you are determined to chase after your dreams. What I've seen in all of you is the incredible drive to create a better world, whether that's through leadership, creativity, or simply showing up. Although students go out on mission trips, or do food drives, or get involved with international efforts like the Ugandan Water Project, only a few people are leading or creating these plans. Most of the success comes from our time and our effort. These are the things that make change possible. And trust me when I say, you are those change makers. But let's be honest, creating change is hard work. And as we move to the next phase of our life, it will get even more challenging. I want to share something that stuck with me, and maybe it will for you too. It's that right now, somewhere in the world, someone is wishing for the opportunities we have. Here at Penfield, there have been a plethora of courses, extracurriculars, and supports that we had access to. But sometimes, we still dreaded the idea of getting out of bed or making the drive because we're tired or overwhelmed or just failing to see how lucky we are in the moment. So, do it. Take advantage of every chance that comes your way. Do it sad, do it tired, do it embarrassed or alone, do it confused, do it scared, do it even when unmotivated. Every time I said it, I'm guessing something popped into your mind. A goal, a passion, a dream you've been holding on to. That it is yours to chase. And here's the thing, there will never be a perfect moment. Don't wait, because this is your moment. Your mind is set, so go after it with everything you have. Before I close, I want to take a moment to say thank you. To our families, thank you for supporting us through the late nights, the bad moods, and the meltdowns. To our teachers, thank you for being patient, for pushing us to do our best, and for showing up, even when we sometimes didn't. And to my fellow graduates, thank you for making these years unforgettable. From Spirit Weeks to group projects, we've made memories that will last forever. Class of 2025, I know we're going to do amazing things. Be bold, be relentless, be yourselves. Congratulations, and go rise to the challenge. Thank you.
Before I begin, I would like to thank future President Christian for that fantastic speech. I would also like to thank all the Penfield teachers, counselors, staff, parents and guardians, the Board of Education, the superintendent and her staff, Mrs. Watt, our class advisors, Mrs. Myrna and Mr. Mack, and of course, Mrs. Licardi and Ms. Sick, for making these last 13 years possible. So a huge second round of applause for them. When I was 8 years old, I thought that I wanted to be a writer. Then that turned into a mathematician, then a real estate agent, then a shoe designer. I had finally landed on an engineer when my mom brought me in for Bring Her Kids to Work Day. Now, as a kid, sitting in the 10 by 10 cubicle with the grayish fluorescent lights over my head, I realized this is definitely not for me. The motions of waking up at 6 a.m., driving a gray Kia over to the office, solving hyper-complex tech issues, then going home before doing it all again the next day. Maybe this is your dream life, like my mother's. She came to the United States and worked endlessly to make a life for us here, doing something she loves. Although I'd rather redo my middle school bleached bangs phase again than do what she does, she pursues her life with meaning, and I deeply respect that. Now imagine being in a position where you hate what you do, because truly, you're an engineer who's always wanted to be a hip-hop dancer. For some people, they don't even have to imagine it. It's their reality. It's what's routine. It's what they've settled with. And once you fall into that cycle, it's incredibly difficult to break out, especially when that cycle shapes not just your actions, but your mindset. I know many of you have ideas and abilities that could create progress in the world, far, far greater than should be limited by a detested job. And as we grow older, there is one thing that becomes more certain. We have less choice. Responsibilities stack up. Taxes, relationships, health, careers, money, it's always about the money, and the demands of family. These things really will consume our entire adult lives. Still, amidst it all, there's something essential that we can't afford to lose sight of: the pursuit of meaning, happiness, and the courage to make change. Especially in today's world, that pursuit isn't just important, it's necessary. We need to talk about it more. We need to do it more. Now, yes, you've probably heard this a million times: do what makes you happy. But if people only did what made them happy, would we get anything done? A better phrase should be live your life with intention and meaning. I know that we all have dreams. Maybe your dreams to settle down and have a family, to build houses, to fly jets in the Air Force, to educate, to go to Mars, to own a business, to make enough money to eat 3 meals a day and have a roof over your head. Whatever your dream may be, I want you to make it happen. But don't just chase it as a fleeting thought or a distant wish. Chase it with purpose, with action. Do uncomfortable things, as I'm doing right now. It'll make you question yourself and ask if anything you're doing is right. Yes, we need to be realistic. Life rarely plays out the way we picture it to. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a perfectionist, afraid of looking bad, stupid, or incapable. But that's exactly the mindset we must be careful of not to get stuck in fear of only really worrying about yourself. I realize that I don't have the perfect answer to life. I don't have the perfect answer to Mr. Graves' sociology questions, or what to say when someone asks, "What's up?" But it's these uncertainties that make us ready to take on our lives. Because in the face of not knowing, we begin to ask the right questions. Do you want to look back at the end of your life and realize that you regret the way you lived? That you followed the generational, pre-made, or safe path? Or do you want to have lived loving what you did and who you were surrounded with? Now, I know I'm not standing here as Gandhi or Einstein or Mandela. I'm not the one to tell you how to live your lives. I'm just a 17-year-old girl, flawed, uncertain, and maybe a little scared, both full of dreams. And if there's one thing I've learned so far, it's this: do something that matters. In a world where it's so easy to become wrapped up on ourselves and our little bubble, nothing is more valuable than genuinely understanding others, their pain, their joy, and their stories. There's nothing more necessary to learn in this world than empathy, especially in a time where everything has become so polarized. Just stop talking and listen sometimes. A little awareness and understanding goes a long way. And if you ask my parents, they will agree. While it's impossible for me to cover the entire rest of our lives in this 5-minute speech, I hope we still get to reflect on the truly great opportunities we've been given here in Penfield. Look to your left. Now do it with me. Look to your right. In fact, you probably know almost everyone in our grade. I know we're all rushing to get the heck out of here, but I want you to take just a couple seconds to appreciate each other and everything we've gone through. Everyone in this class has somehow contributed to the incredible legacy we are leaving behind. Our close-knit elementary school days, the awkwardness and growth of middle school, a whole global pandemic, breaking the floor at semi-formal, exploring through Greece, Italy, Spain, New York City, and France, taking classes from woodworking to jewelry to German to AP Physics, dancing to Nicki Minaj and Beyonce at prom, finally winning the homecoming cup, taking part in some of the incredible sports teams, watching the Kind of Funny morning show, going to senior sunrise, ball, breakfast, bash, and our final days of high school. And not only these big events are we going to remember, but also the small details. That daily walk with your friends from the G to the J hallway, the smell of the West Gym, randomly showing up to Mr. Biggenwald's room, the taste of school grilled cheese, that one science class that you and your friends did anything but work in. We've made so many unforgettable memories over our years, so many. And I think our time in Penfield is worth every minute. Now, yeah, that's a lot of glazing Penfield. But even during those hard days, or even years, where we've had to lock in, make new connections, and let out a couple tears, did we learn more about ourselves. We've truly grown up. And I hope that even through the good, the bad, and the ugly, did these difficult, sometimes boring, though very true life lessons we received have taught us to pursue things that we genuinely enjoy doing, and to pursue and to serve the greater good. And so, I hope you go out there and find meaning in something that you do. If it means becoming the next president, then do it. If it means becoming a car mechanic, then do it. If it means quitting your job and becoming a hip-hop dancer, then do it. We are here to live, to leave a mark, to love, and to be remembered, not for what we achieved, but for who we became. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you, and good luck out there. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Penfield High School Chorale seniors, who will be performing Corner of the Sky.
Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goals. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Rain comes after thunder, winter comes after fall. Sometimes I think I'm not after anything at all. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirits can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. And maybe some misty day you'll waken to find me gone. And far away you'll hear me singing to the dawn.
And you wonder if I'm happy there, a little more than I've been. And the answer will come back to you like laughter on the wind.
Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirits can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
Another round of applause for the senior chorales as they head to their seats. Good evening. Thank you to the school board, Dr. Potter, Mrs. Watt, parents, guests, and most importantly, you students for giving me this opportunity to speak with you this evening. It's been my great honor to address you after having spent 4 years with you as your administrator. I just want to point out, high school can be hard, not just the school part, but everything that comes with being a teenager in the 2020s. But it also can be full of joy and unforgettable moments. Mrs. Watt listed some of those favorite events that you shared as a class. Despite all of the excitement of being together, the moments that I have appreciated the most were the one-on-one conversations with you in my office, at the lunch table, in passing. And not just when you thought you were in trouble. Even those moments, even when you may have been in trouble, I still enjoyed those. Sometimes those were the moments I could best see the best you, the real you. No friends around, no one else listening. And whether you were talking about an incident, your grades, your future, grabbing a mint, or just catching up, there was one phrase that you kept repeating to me since your 9th grade: lock in. I'm hearing some parents have probably heard the term, I'm locked in, right? Miss Sick, don't worry, I'm locked in now. I've got this. 4th quarter, I'm going to lock in. I'll get it done. Don't worry, I've got this. For those of us who are as old as I am, or have watched our children grow and leave high school and go into that great big world already, we have a sense of what you're waiting for. There's a lot of stress, pressures, uncertainty, some failure, but we also know there's so much more. Opportunity, freedom, choice, success. The chance to direct your course on a path that you don't even know exists yet. And what you do with all of that risk and freedom is up to you now. So my advice to you is repeating back the phrase that you've been saying to me for 4 years now: lock in. What does it mean to lock in? Look at what you've already accomplished so far and how you've accomplished it. When you had 4 AP exams in a week and you weren't totally sure that you were ready or prepared, so you spent all afternoon hitting the books. When it was time for sectionals and your team was on the brink of a championship and you spent extra time getting in those up shots, running plays, or lifting weights. When the show was the next night and you needed to run lines for the toughest scene. Or when your best friend was struggling and you stayed on the phone with them all night, talking them through breakups, family stress, the myriad of existential crisis that haunts us as we walk through the uncertain life. You were locked in. When you spent all night deciding on what college to apply to and which one to go to, or whether or not to even walk that path at all. And finally, you came to what you hoped was the right decision. You were locked in. Whether you were dressing up for homecoming or for ball, dragging yourself to a job after a long day of school, or dragging yourself to first period even when you didn't want to get out of bed, you were locking in. Basically, it means focusing on the task at hand and putting your whole self into it, your mind, your body, and your spirit. It means getting rid of distractions so you can be the best version of yourself at that moment. It means showing up for yourself and for the people who are around you when it's necessary. That includes when it's time to relax, too. Just as it's important to work hard when it's time to work, it's important to tune out those stresses and really lean into your days off when they come. It also means being all in during those moments that you don't ever want to forget. Having the awareness when you meet that love of your life, or when you're the person for others during pain and sorrow. Those are the moments that will carry you throughout your life. When there are those moments that get overwhelming and your paths are uncertain, remember those words: don't worry, I'm locked in. You've already learned this. You've already started locking in. It won't guarantee that you'll always be successful in everything you do. Nothing can guarantee that. But it will guarantee that you'll give yourself the best shot at accomplishing the dreams that are bouncing around inside of your head right now, or even the ones that haven't even formed yet. And when you're locked in and you pour your entire being into the goal or the moment, you will always sleep well at night, regardless of the outcome. Seniors, I am so very proud of you. We are so very proud of you. As you move forward out of Penfield High School and towards your next phase, please hold on to the things that we've taught you and that you've taught us. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. Be brave enough to follow your passions and lock in. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Ms. Sick. And now, I would like to present the class of 2025 for the awarding of diplomas. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the State Education Department, I hereby certify that the members of the class of 2025 who are present here have met all the provisions and requirements for graduation, and I recommend that they be granted their diplomas. Please now welcome our Board of Education President, Dr. Emily Roberts, who will present the diplomas to the class of 2025.
After successfully completing all of the mandates set forth by the Board of Regents and the State Education Department, it is my pleasure for the Board of Education to receive the 2025 graduating class of Penfield High School. At this time, students will receive their diplomas.
Chase J. Abbott. Yacob Abdirahim. Mirza Ahmed. Layla Ahmedjanova. Braden Albro. Aiden T. Alexander. Emma Alexander. Amelia G. Almensberger. Asara Amager. Lucas Gusmini. Prophet Endazola. Deasia Z. Andrews. Thomas J. Ankin. David C. Armitage III. Nathaniel Austin. Isabella Ballister. Noah S. Bannister. Henry Barber. Kyla C. Batiste. Charlotte M. Becker. Braden Begani. William M. Bellis. Emily G. Bell. Lawrence Bell. Hayden E. Belrose. Christian Bengry. Christopher R. Bennett.
Joseph A. Benson. Kyle M. Berger. Michael Burrell. Nathan C. Bertrand. Joseph Bianchi. Quinlan J. Blatt. Megan C. Block. Chandler Bowman. Parker Bradley. Serene Brady. Helen A. Broikos. Alana Q. Brooks. Avia Brown. Molly E. Brown. Jessica L. Bruce. Cash Brunette. Alexander Buckpitt. Ethan T. Burns. Liam S. Burns. Dieva C. Campbell. Jenna Capozzi. Leo B. E. Capuano. Olivia Caswell. Shaylin Charles. Reese Cialini.
Caleb J. Shavari. Megan R. Clark. Olga Klein. Zachary Coe. Joseph Collison. Luke Collison. Maxon Comerford. Cassidy Cohn. Owen Connors. Molly Grace Kramer. Caden J. Cronin. Torin E. Crowley. Xavier W. Crump. Jose Jr. Cruz Colon. Diplomas will be presented by Board of Education member Ms. Nicole Dorley. Amariana Cummings. Natalie Curtis Brayley. Madeline Sear. Gavin Daler. Rainer M. DeVault. Aiden N. W. DePrima. Addison L. Dolan. Victoria Dola. Augustus Dunderfer. William Doherty. Claire Dowdy. Camille Douglas.
Colin J. Douglas. Violet Downey. Isaac E. Doyley. Austin J. Drews. Benjamin T. Dolmage. Logan Dundon. Patrick Emling. Ian Equinazi. Sam Faison. Anthony Fallon. Victoria Fernandez. William Fickner. Addison M. Finnerty. Hannah Flores. Hannah Frowley. Skylar Fredley. Luke Freeler. Andrew M. Frenier. Ella C. Fuchs. Adriana Funk. Quinn R. Gagne. Rory Gately. Andrew Gioca. Gabriella Gibson. Alyssa Gilbert. Chloe E. Gilbert. Sarah O. Junta.
Allison L. Glaza. Kiara K. Gonzalez. Daniel Gourlay. Amelia Grazer. Amaya Gray. Eiley Griffith. Bakir Gherkin. Kennedy S. Hall. Grace E. Hammond. Mikaelin Hart. Emily E. Hauer. John Hayes. Peyton Heiss. Casey J. Henderson. Zooey Henry Burton. Alexis D. Hervey. Tiana Highsmith. Carissa S. Ho. Sinai J. Ho. Emily C. Hopper. Gabriela Huertas. Cesario Irizarry. Aiden Jackson. Benjamin Jackson. Stella Luna Jakobovic. Nico O. Jeffrey. Travis J. Jensick. Diplomas will be presented by Board of Education member Mrs. Kristen Harley.
Ashfaq M. Jailani. Lillian E. Jones. Sydney Jones. Logan Gilseth. Harrison T. Kyleman. Avery N. Keller. Jet Kelman. Brooke L. Kemet. Dylan Kennedy. Jimmy B. Kim. Sabrina G. Kim. Daniel Kamani Kanuthia. Adam Knight. Evangeline Konechny. Lucas Coring. Sean Kress. Jackson Kubi. Lena Kulikovska. Amanda Carilla. Leah C. Laduca. Angelo Lattori. Lila Loffer. Madeline J. Leahy. Alex Leakey. Marella R. Lee. Tyler J. Leonardo. Jacob Leone. Anthony Lewis.
Ethan Light. Sophie Lilly. Sharon Lynn. Hannah A. Labruto. Brianna R. Locke. Robert Locke. Spencer T. McGowan. Claire McGee. Aaliyah Martinez. Mallory M. Martucci. Nina Maria I. Mayer. Meredith McCormick. Claire A. McCory. Christopher B. McCusker. Matthew B. McCusker. Imogen M. McElduff. Jacob A. McElduff. Will McElduff. Tristan McEnroe. Kelsey McGraw. Marin Medina. Rachel E. Metz. Camilla L. Mendez Padilla. Ava Moreau. Alexander Mesa. Allison C. Matilde. Daniel S. Meyer.
Luca Mezzatesta. Ava Middlebrook. Shaniqua Miller. Ethan Matrano. Jalaluddin Mohammadi. Ellie K. Moore. Emmy Moore. Thomas A. Moore. Caroline E. Motze. Michael X. Moxley. Michaela Merzifka. Zachary T. Merzifka. Diplomas will be presented by Board of Education member Dr. Aliyah Elamin Turner. Madeline Mullen. Samuel James Mulligan. Kai Murphy. Jacob Murray. Catherine Murdy. Lilia Nadir. Brandon Nail. Jacob Natali. Amelia B. Neenan. Natalie Newmiller. Jerry Wynn. Jacob W. Nichols. Elise Noyes. Tegan O'Donnell. Thomas Obstarzik.
Jake Apetisano. Lauren Osborne. Evan Osberg. Lena Pankeev. Ariana Paradise. Kylie Parton. Carly Pascuzzi. Vian Pasquale. Allie R. Patrick. Claire O. Pattinson. Reese Patton. Madison Perello. Bryce M. Perry. Aaliyah Petrie. Michael A. Popovich. Jessica Post. Megan E. Powers. Mary H. Prasici. Kevin Pryor. Ren Putnam. Urban Creamy. Roman Kilos. Or Kilos, excuse me. Nathan Quirk. Lillian L. Rathka. Amariani A. Ramos Corinne. Sam Responti. Jack Reichard.
Leah C. Reichman. Mira Renjen. Gabriel Reyes. Henry Richards. Hannah Rich. Mia R. Richland. Jaden Rotes. Natalie E. Roll. William Rojas Rivera. Jessica Roos. Ava G. Rosenberg. Zachary Roth. Zayden Ruiz Quintana. Maxwell Rund. Jonathan M. Russell. Matthew J. Rustin. Sawyer Saladino. Lauren A. Salvador. Alexa Sanchez Solis. Callan S. Sanderson. Isabella Savage. Jessica R. Shalacy. Hannah Schroeder. Abigail Schultz. Diplomas will be presented by Board of Education member Mrs. Susan Gilbert Collins. Sadie N. Schultz. Sonia Semiachin. Trevor J. Seraphin. Lila Shara. Yusuf Shanuda. Elijah K. Simison. Kevin Slossenberg. Kaya Slovic Rogers. Caden Smink. Addison Smith. Alexander Smith. Blake N. Smith. Serena S. Smith. Ethan Snyder. Stephen Summers. Arpitha Srinivasan. Riley P. Stamfer. Rosalie R. Steinauer. Malachi I. Stock. Audrey M. Stout. Ryan A. Struzek. Kayla Suiters. Vitaly Sup. Matthew A. Teal. Kylie Tedesco. Annalise Teagarden. Bailey Briere Tessier. Ava Thomas. Joseph Thomas.
Kavea K. Thomas. Maya E. Thomas. Eliza J. Torres.
Abigail M. Trahan. Azra Turkenstanla. Mila B. Turner. Alyssa Tyler. Erica Umanya. Spencer J. Van Noort. Elizabeth Vigliotti. Arthur Vinogradov. Sophie Verassi. Nicholas J. Walker. Allison Wells. Isabel Wessels. Aiden White. Gavin Williams. Leah J. Williams. Kyle Wilson. Gabriel C. Whitman. Elena Yurden. Kaylin R. Yoder. Addison B. Young. Tatiana Zapata Gonzalez. Elise Catherine Zarzitsky. Ryan Zebik.
Selma Z. Elias. Christian A. Burgos. Jobert Black. Keegan Wagner. Olivia Solomon. Alyssa C. Yang. Chloe Chen. Emma Garrigan. James Slavin. Shelby Hill. Theodora D. Gurlius. And Micah Davis. While we finish the last little bit of photography over there, I am so glad to hear that the crowd is following suit with the class of 2025. They're always on 10, as Mrs. Watt would say. So one more chance to give you a round of applause for the class of 2025. At this time, I would like the graduates of the class of 2025 to please stand. To signify your graduation, I would like each of you to now move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your cap.
Students, before we conclude tonight's commencement, I want to lastly just thank our accompanists tonight, Mr. Lieb, and both of our directors, Mr. Ramos and Mr. Dean, along with all of our talented student musicians who performed today. Thank you. On behalf of Penfield High School and the Penfield Central School District, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight and for everybody who is watching at home. Class of 2025, we love you beyond measure, and we're going to miss you. I know. In just a moment, as we begin our recessional, families, you'll be able to meet with students outside on the grass. Students will be exiting directly outdoors. But first, as we head out tonight, I would invite all of our guests of honor who are on stage to exit the stage first. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Class of 2025, congratulations to you.
Thank you.